Hi there, welcome to this Pick a Pile reading. This will be about what's shifting in your connection, and by shift I mean I want to explain this one. It's not just a simple shift. What is interesting me, and I've been compelled to do this reading for some days already, it's more what is shifting, like what can you see in the 3D, so in now in the reality, but also what is shifting in the 5D, because sometimes we feel the energy changing in the relationship with, but we don't see much change in the real world, or it takes some time before we finally see this change happening, even though we were feeling something around. So this is the kind of shift I'm reading about today. I'm referring it as the 3D or the 5D. So the 3D is what you can see, what you're experiencing right now, what the person is saying or not saying, or but like what you are actually seeing with your five primary senses. And the 5D is what cannot be seen, but the energies around that are like the divine energies, or what cannot be explained but that we can still feel. So that's to see sometimes if you in the 3D there's a lot of movement, then what's the lesson the 5D is trying to teach, or sometimes there's nothing happening in the 3D but there's a lot of movement happening in the 5D, and maybe the higher self of your person might have some messages to communicate. So this will be a reading for to help that, or maybe your higher self will have to communicate with you through this reading. So this will be like opening up on energies. And so what is actually shifting? Again, I'm doing it more as a focus on romantic relationship or soulmate relationship, which might be a platonic relationship. I'll tell if I see it, what kind of relationship is read in those reading. But anyway, gonna not talk. I'm sorry, not gonna talk furthermore, and I will start. So this will be pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You can take some time to before choosing your pile. But without further ado, I will proceed with pile 1. So hi there, pile 1. This will be your reading. Won't be too long. I want to adjust. Right. Perfect. So, as I said in the video, this is about this energetic shift that you might not see, but that you might feel, or message from the 5D to help you throughout your 3D situation if it's going like, if it's moving a lot and you don't know what to do with it. I will be reading the 3D energy with the pile you chose, but I will be reading the 5D with this one. By the way, it's all upright, so you are not supposed to see some reversal unless spirits want to, but we will see. So, if you want to skip until I've shuffled all, you can. I won't start talking until I have shuffled every card. And if I happen to comment while shuffling, I will mention it back. Anyway. Ooh. So, what's shifting in... Oh my god, okay. This connection, or what's happening in the 3D, and what's shifting in the 3D, or what we can see from the 3D. I won't take those. I'm gonna take. Okay, interesting. And we can see there. Oops, not the right side. Okay. So in the 3D we got the Fool, 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands reversed, the Tower, and the 5 of Cups as the bottom deck energy. And for the 5D we got the King of Cups, 8 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 8 of Cups, Page of Swords, and 10 of Swords as the top deck energy. Again, remember that the 5D is all upright because the cards, I don't play those cards reversed. And despite that, in the 3D cards, we still got just one reversed, so that's quite interesting. Anyway. And remember, if it doesn't resonate with you, then you can choose another pile or simply leave and seek the reading that is really calling for you. I'll tell you what I see, and it's quite... I have a hard time sizing the energy. It's like there's a new beginning, but at the same time there's a new beginning, and at the same time there's an end. It's quite weird. Before really telling you what I'm seeing as an energy shift, I'm really trying to tell you if it is your relationship or not. What I'm seeing is someone has been foolish in this relationship, has been deceptive in some regards. And someone is extremely pissed at the other because of this foolish act. I see the divine feminine, and remember, divine feminine doesn't mean that you're a woman. It could be, it doesn't matter what sex you identify with, it's really a matter of which one is more in the feminine or masculine energy anyway. I'm not sure, but I do feel it's more the divine feminine because it's represented by the queen. That is really pissed off. It could be a same-sex relationship, and not for all of you, of course, but I do see a same-sex relationship. I do see two feminine there. I mean, not necessarily energies. As I said, the divine masculine in this relationship has been dumb. That's really what I feel. Really dumb is the word coming into my mind. And the divine feminine is really... I just have anxious, but it's mad. Really pissed off and mad. And probably playing the passive-aggressive game towards their divine masculine because they did something deceptive. They told to the divine feminine something and to do something in their back, and the Queen of Wands feel betrayed. And it actually created a major conflict or outburst, and not little outburst. This outburst actually cracked the foundation of this relationship, and I think that's why you're here, because if you're the divine feminine, you know you pushed the button too hard, and I do think for some of you, you're divine masculine quite not ghosted in the sense you're not into contact. I do feel you're still in a relationship with this person, and I don't mean just a romantic, it could be a friendship. I do see friendship of a childhood friendship for some of you, but I do feel for people that are in a romantic relationship, it's been a long-term relationship for most, as always, not all of you. But there's something of you know each other for a long time. It's not supposed to be a relationship that, or someone you just knew, or like some weeks ago. It's someone you know already for a while. For most of you. Again, I do see are some exceptions. I see one exception being that you met this person, you don't know this person that much, but it still created upheaval, or this person created upheaval because of those behavior. But anyway, I'm gonna come back to the main point of the divine masculine did something stupid, the divine feminine got pissed off, did a burst of rage, and that was maybe too much, and that scared away the masculine. Like, in the sense that they barely talk to you, avoid the conflict, they feel hurt, or I don't see a card like with the Five of Cups, there's a feeling of sadness and depressed, and they feel like they're punished way too hard for what they did, because it's like, I do feel the divine masculine is a bit childish, or a childlike soul, and they do care about the divine feminine a lot. And like with the Six of Cups, I do feel there's a quite strong friendship, and this is what has been affected by this outburst of rage due to this deception. This deception, I don't feel it's for most, it doesn't seem like, for people in a romantic relationship, it doesn't feel like it's cheating. It really feels like the divine masculine said they will do something, and they used this opportunity to do something else that the divine feminine didn't want the divine masculine to do, though. And that's what threw off the divine feminine. Like a feeling of betrayal, like, what the hell? Why did you do that in my back? Why did you have to be deceptive? Why did you have to play with my boundaries? It really feels like a situationship of being played on your limits and boundaries and things that are matters to you, and this person still was stubborn and childlike and didn't want to be trapped, so they decided to do whatever the hell they wanted despite the Queen of Wands asking them not to. So it affected greatly the relationship and created some tower moments. Like, it is this level of moment, the tower moment, like really big, affecting the relationship really deeply. And then we got the Five of Cups, so it's like there was a grief, like the relationship will never be the same as before because of that. Because I think the divine feminine feel profoundly and deeply wounded by this behavior, and the divine masculine doesn't seem to, don't know how to say that, not because they don't care, but they don't seem to understand all the rage of the Queen of Wands. For them it was just a silly thing, but for the Queen of Wands it mattered a lot. And I feel that the reason why it's crashed in the foundation of this relationship is because the divine feminine doesn't feel like they can see the divine masculine the same way, because you trusted them and now they cannot anymore, even if it's a friend. Like, I asked you not to talk to this person and you went, and now you're not dating someone, but like you're seeing another friend, and this person is not a good influence for our relationship, like, and you still do that, and it threatened our relationship. I just feel in the end the divine feminine doesn't feel like they can count as much on this masculine, and as I remember, even if it's a friendship, you can use like, or the childish person versus the mad person, let's say that, it can be a better signifier for some of you, but the Queen of Wands is really pissed off at the Fool. And really see the Fool as really childish, but I do see the Fool person really being some free-spirited person, like someone who just like to do a lot of stuff and no worries and no thinking about tomorrow. And the Queen of Wands is more passionate and involved and ask like to be on the same wavelength of values, and the Fool, it matters less to them. They just like to roam free, but the Queen of Wands like to have some ethics, and those ethics have been broken by the Fool because of their own nature of being foolish and just breaking boundaries that doesn't satisfy them, even if it's boundaries that are extremely important to the Queen of Wands. So it's like if you are constating that your relationship cannot be the same anymore. It isn't the friendship or the romantic relationship you've known for so long. And I really feel for most of you it's a friendship more than a romantic relationship. For people that are in a romantic relationship, it's the same principle, where I think some of you actually broke up because of that, or considering strongly to break up, or you have broken up with this person because of that, and for some of you it was totally a deal breaker. It wasn't just some foolish act, it was really something important to you and they didn't respect that. And even if your relationship was from a long-term relationship, you didn't care. It was way beyond your own limits. Because I see for a lot of you, you are the Queen of Wands. For some of you that are the Fool, that you don't understand the Queen of Wands, well, you did fuck up on this one. And you're here maybe because you try to understand what happened for this person to be so mad and lead these relationships to just die so hard. And I do think for people that identify with the Fool, you still see some hope for this relationship to, well, make up, because with the Five of Cups we still see two fish in the bowl there. And so you still think that you might have lost something, but it's not irrecoverable. Like, you can do something with it. Like, even the tower on this card is like, it's only the tower on the tree that is broken, but all the tree is still really grounded and firm and big. And there's still like a lot out there, like there's still a whole castle. So that's why for the Fool it doesn't make sense. For people that are in a romantic relationship, it was a deal breaker and you broke up, and for people that were in a friendship, well, it's just that for most cases, like, it's not that you abandoned this relationship, but it was greatly affected, and it's a deep wound in the relationship for most, again. And for some few, it was just a deal breaker, it was too much for you. In the 5D now, I do really see it was a soulmate energy with the Six of Cups as well, even if it's a friend, like it was a really dear friend of yours, like you probably were friends or even siblings or maybe romantic partners in another lifetime, like you were really close to this person, or you were really close to this person, because there's a King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the shifting energies. Though I need to mention the deck I'm using for the 5D is the in-between. So yes, it's the King of Cups, but we are talking in the in-between energies of the King to the Ace of... No, the King to the Page of Cups and like the Queen to the King of Cups. So we're talking in all those in between energies, not just the Queen or the King, but another kind of energies. That's why I was using it. And the Eight of Wands between the 8 and the 9 of Wands, like it was a really enduring relationship, and you in the 5D I do see that the connection is still there, but it's strained, and like one of you is still much more passionate, and like I think the Fool again is much more fiery and ready to battle for the Queen of Wands, or the person just down here exhausted. Because, and that's again the Divine Masculine, because the King of Cups is in the King of Cups to the Page of Cups. That's why I said it's again the foolish person, because there's a Page of Cup energy in this King of Cups. And yeah, and this King of Cups is really feeling still strongly for them, or rather, how to say that, I do think the Queen of Wands is still mad at them. They still feel strongly, but they also feel defeated by the reaction, because in this Queen of Cups is between the Queen and the King. So the Queen standed for their emotion and what felt right or wrong, and they defended themselves with the masculine energy. So they asserted themselves. They said, that's enough, you can't do that to me. And that's what is happening again in the 5D. Like, this Queen put limits on the King, as in you can't take the energy as much as you want. That's enough. You cannot pick all the time on my energy just for your own satisfaction of your little whims, your childish whims, because of your emotion. And I think in the 5D that's what's happening. The Queen is putting boundaries and limits on the Fool, as in you cannot stop picking on my energy and picking up on this. Like, I do still think the relationship, even in the 5Ds, I do think you might be feeling a distanciation in your relationship. Even the 5D, like you were maybe close like that, and now you're feeling like you're distancing yourselves, and it's not as strong as it used to be. Even though there's still passion, it's not a complete disconnect, but we also have the 8 of Cups here, or the 8 to the 9 of Cups. So it's like you are, especially the Queen is, or like the connection is going elsewhere to find better satisfaction. And we got the Page of Swords, or rather the Page of Swords to the Knight of Swords. So there's some preparation to move on, but not necessarily in the sense abandoning this person. For most cases, it's not like the relationship is a done deal. For most of you, it's not. For a lot of you, even, we got the 10 of Swords there as this energy, but it's in between tarots, the 10 to the Ace of Swords. So it's like, and with this butterfly, like there's a transformation in the sense, yes, there's an ending that transforms the relationship, but it's not completely ended. And I do sense for people that were in a romantic relationship, or even a fiery friendship that ended, I do think there will be a comeback. I think it was probably an impulsive breakup of relationship, and a lot of you might come back with this person, to be honest, especially when the Queen will be less mad. But there will be a need to talk, because we can see the woman talking to this man and telling him what wasn't working, like what they did that were wrong. I know this card, it's not the story of this card, but I don't think the story of this card applies. Like, I think usually this card is telling, like this woman is telling the tale of the man that died in the 10 of Swords to another man, so the story is propagated. But right now I'm telling you how it has affected me, so you behave differently now, and we can transform and renew, and we can grow from this ending, or this betrayal. I do think for a lot of you, this Queen will forgive the Fool, or will forgive the King in this relationship. but it demands a lot of preparation, because after the Ten of Swords, usually there's a Page of Swords, or it needs a lot of, and we see this Page of Swords is really like meditating and thinking, and they're focusing their thoughts, because they're going to the Knight of Swords energy. So they're focusing their thoughts and what they want to say, but they need to leave this relationship. So in the 5D, the shift is the Queen is distancing themselves from the Fool, so they can get a better grasp on their feelings and what they actually need to fulfill themselves as a Nine of Cups, and then be able to communicate this. So if you're the Fool waiting for this Queen to kind of come back and tell you if everything is alright, they will, but it will take some time. For some of you, but not most, it will take up to 8 months. But that's for people that know this Queen was extremely pissed off. And for the case where there was a broke up of your relationship, it will take 8 months. Okay? 8 long months total since the breakup. So if it had been 5 months of it, then you have still 3 to go. That kind of energy. For other of you where it's more of a cold situation, where there's less communication, it will take up to 8 weeks or so before you can see a shift and more communication coming, or before the Queen totally figure out their feelings. And if you're the Queen, then it will take at least all this time to gather energy for you and being able to formulate properly your boundaries and what really frustrated you about the Fool, because they don't understand. They're a Fool, they don't see the same way as you, so you need to be clear on what you want and what you expect from your relationship with them. For some of you, maybe you have romantic feelings and you wish that things could move forward, but they finally started dating someone and you were pissed and you lashed out on them, but because you couldn't convey that you had feeling for them, and then your relationship kind of broken down because it could never be the same because you have romantic feelings for them. And I do think for some of you, you realize that with your outburst that you had way more feeling than you let on. And you also were sad because you knew your relationship could never be the same after that. But you will have to communicate and then see from there what's happening with your relationship. If you become more, if you stay friends, or if you can each other forgive each other and just move forward. So yeah, that's the shift, and energetically I can see this distanciation, but there will be a comeback. But from there, it will be different from everyone's situation. I do think there will be a mending for most cases. It won't just be an abrupt ending, and even if you have broken up, it doesn't mean you will actually came back together, but you will at least explain each other, so you will not be on bad terms at the very, very least. I will be pulling some advices. For, let's see, I will be able to pick up which one needs which advice. Look at the bigger picture. Yes, indeed, it's time to take action. Well, it's just confirming what I was already telling. Personal issue reaches resolution, and you are good enough as the bottom deck energy. For people that are watching in March 2022 or in March of whatever year really, and you are approaching the Aries season, well, as I picked up, 8 weeks will come around the Aries season. For some of you, it will come to a resolution in the Aries season, or you are pushed to take action in this season, but it won't be that for most of you. I had to say that. In general, it's the same as I said. You both need to look at the bigger picture, whichever you identified with. If you're the Fool, you need to see bigger and understand that the action you've taken had consequences, and it's not because you don't understand that it nullifies the consequences you had. It's not because you don't understand that the person shouldn't be pissed. You did something wrong. You need to understand that, and you need to see bigger than your own. You need to see bigger than the present moment. That's kind of weird to say, but if you're that kind of person, then yes, the present moment is the moment we need to live in. But your action in the present will create the future, so you need to keep that in mind. What you're doing now will have an impact in the future. So you need to see bigger and understand the implication of what you did, and try to understand the best you can, or with the information you had, why do you think it happened? And for the Queen, it's the same principle. You need to see bigger and not just see the situation. Your relationship is bigger than this event. So is it really, your reaction is not a question of being it's never a question of overreaction there. It's telling of your own wounds. But if it's wounds that created this much a big reaction into you, then you need to account that in the picture and understand that the full action wasn't that, how to say that, they weren't that bad, but yes, for you it's that bad because you're wounded, but you don't have to punish them so intensely because of your own wounds. They didn't mean to hurt you with that. They were foolish. That's exactly that. It really didn't mean to hurt you into that. So you need to understand that there wasn't a question of intention in that, of hurt. So it's time to take action. For the Fool, I think it's quite the opposite. You need to let the Queen come. In any case, the person that is the Queen of Wands in this relationship needs to come back to the Fool. The Fool shouldn't. If you're the Fool, don't come to this Queen of Wands and let them go into their own processes. Let them process and let them all the time they need, and don't force communication. Do you? Because I think if you're the Fool, then you know plenty how to occupy yourself and appreciate your present moment. So do that and let things resolve on their own. And if you're the Queen, you need to come back to the Fool when you will get the answer of your feelings, when you will have calmed down, because those cards are not about being fiery and pissed off and mad. They are about being much more calmer and having meditated and having taken the time to understand rationally what happened. And a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, then I do think you need to, all in all, there's a need to wait for the Queen to reach a resolution with their own issues and get to the core of their emotional wound, because they are also the Queen of Cups. And another good synchronicity is there, because the Queen of Cups is more associated with Cancer energy. So the Queen of Cups or Queen of Wands need to come into terms with their emotional feelings first, and to wrap up that. This is why it's a full moon. They need to reach resolution with that. If you're the Fool, you are good. Ooh, interesting. Got another card there. If you're the Fool, you are good enough. Yes, you did a mistake. Doesn't make you a bad person, right? And if you're the Queen of Swords, and not the Queen of Swords, yeah, maybe you were a bit. But if you were the Queen of Wands and was extremely mad, you're still not a bad person either. It's not because you're wounded. Yes, a reaction might be really harsh, but it doesn't make you a bad person for that. You are wounded, and I think the Fool is someone who is well placed to understand you, especially if it's a long-term kind of relationship, friendship or romantic relationship. Well, it doesn't matter. You know this person is much more than this behavior, and it goes in both this direction. And then there was this card just below. A new romantic cycle begins. It won't be just if you're not in a romantic relationship with this person, it's just a friendship. There's a new cycle that will begin, as I said earlier, just confirming everything I've been saying until then. And if you were this friend that wanted more, realize that you had more feelings than you thought, and you're trying to understand those feelings, well, there might be good news there. I do think the Fool might have a liking to you the same way you do, but they were dating other people because they thought you wouldn't be interested, and they cared so much about your relationship that they preferred to do these foolish things than lose the relationship. But it ended up treating that because you had the same feelings. It's just a miscommunication in the end, and I think this card is even more important. Communicate on what happened on this 10 of Swords energy. I'm emotional running high. Oh, just a this is the top deck I picked. Yeah, it's still too high, but right now take the time to relax and let the emotions calm down. It's very recent for a lot of you, and for some of you, even if it's been weeks and months since it's happened, I do think you're still extremely reactive toward this situation. So take a break and really dive deep. Don't let this be like that. You really need to talk this out. I think for a lot of you it can be resolved, and that's why, and even in the 5D, the shift in the recommendation from the 5D is to take that time apart, or at least even if you're still in a relationship, it's still talking, but take more time in individually, and let the Queen, or the person that is the Queen of Wands, take their time, and then things will resolve. But the Queen needs to talk to the Fool. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for your pile. If it really didn't resonate, well, I encourage you to go seek another pile or another reading, and that matters. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and maybe see you another time, even though I don't see you, but I maybe have the chance to read your energies again. So bye bye. Hi there, pile 2. This will be your reading. Sorry. So again, repeating myself, but this reading is about what's shifting in the 3D and versus the 5D. So what you can see versus what you don't see. You could have message from your higher self, from your person's higher self, or your higher self. And what is in the 3D might not correspond in the 5D. So the 5D is also there to help you see what direction Spirit wants you to take anyway with this relationship. What's happening? What's your higher selves want you to do? So again, you can skip until when I will have... Oh, yeah, I forgot. This will be... I will throw your 3D energies with the pile you chose, but I will be throwing your 5D energy with this one, which is the In-Between Tarots. And the In-Between Tarots is only played in reverse, in upright with me today. This one is reversed and upright, so just so you know. You can skip when I will have left all the cards, or placed all the cards, but you do you. I won't start talking until I've displayed it all, so that's why. Whoop. Okay. That was what I was feeling. Okay. 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 So, just before starting, if you really don't see your situation in that, please don't force it. It's just not your pile. And I'll be starting now by telling the cards. So in the 3D we got the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Swords upright, 7 of Pentacles, the Wheel for Fortune. We got the Sun in reversed as the bottom deck energy. And in the 5D we got the 6 of Coins, 6 of Wands, Page of Swords, the Tower, 4 of Coins, and 7 of Wands. I'm gonna be straightforward. This seems to be a breakup situation. Yay! Yay! Because I do feel one energy more, and I barely feel another. I barely feel a connection. I do feel that pile 2, you're here because you are mourning a connection, a long-term connection. For a lot of you, you might have been married to this person or been for a long ass time with this person. And then you've got into a breakup. An end. And I really don't see the energy of your person there. Really, I feel their absence. Even in the 5D, I barely sense them. So, if you want more confirmation, I don't think you are supposed to sense their energy anymore. You might be feeling their absence, and you're wondering if it's meant to be like that or stay like that. So, I do see there in the 3D your position of patience, like you've been thrown off your throne as a Queen of Pentacles, thrown out of your house even for some of you, or like the person just left, and you're a state of waiting, patience, and seeing things and waiting for things to maybe after all those years, maybe it's not all done, and you're waiting for that with patience in the wheel, like things will come around. That's what you're seeing, or you're in a state of not blindness. That's not what I'm seeing, because there's the Sun reverse. So I do think you're still extremely hopeful, but I will say blindly hopeful, to be honest. I just said you were in a blind situation because I don't see the moon, but yeah, there's kind of blindness there. A kind of hopefulness that is not justified by the 5D, and that's why you're here, because you wanted to know if things will patch up. And must admit, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't see this person coming around anytime soon. Though I do see hopes, I do see things shifting, but not in this direction. Because in the 3D you're in the state of waiting for things to play out on their own, and each, like, maybe you're waiting because you have common friends and you're waiting for your friends to reason with your person and tell them to come back and you had something good and what are you doing, and like it was a good relationship, like, and yeah, I do really think that's a biggest case there of like, and you're waiting for things to shift positively, and I do feel this energy is I'm waiting for things to change and things are moving but nothing is really happening, but things are playing themselves out, or rather you're in the process of grief as well and things are placing themselves on their own And I do think already in the 3D you're also compelled to not move on, but do your things and live your life and let things impact and interact and let things move on their own. But you're like, you are not that sad despite the Three of Swords because of this Sun reversed. You're living your life quite well. You're disappointed with how things ended. You have a cloud in your sky, but you're still sun behind, so you're not in the complete darkness. For some of you, though, it was unexpected. Everything was so beautiful, and then out of nowhere there was this big, thick cloud in the sky ruining your sun and your sunshine. And now you're wondering, maybe it's just age, maybe it's just something temporary, maybe your person is just being like a bit like lost. They will just come back and things will settle, and it can be like that. And for some of you, it's, you really don't understand. That's what I'm feeling from it. You don't understand. You can't conceive things to just end the way they did. Nothing was telling that the relationship will end. You didn't see it coming for a lot of you. That's a feeling I'm getting. And you're in sorrow, but I feel for some of you, you might be still in denial. You're in this stage of Three of Swords and denying the pain. You're in pain, but you can't help but deny this and cling to some hopes of things will arrange themselves. Can be just like that. And yeah, it's really the feeling I'm getting from most of you. Oh yeah, also forgot to mention, might be a third party situation for some of you. Oh yeah, there's a third party. There's two situations. Of course, there's the first one as I said, and there's another. There's a third party situation. For some of you, you're waiting for a person to leave their long-term relationship, and you're just waiting for things to move around, and you're extremely hopeful, and you just are believing it's this cloud in the sky, but you're seeing the light on the end of the tunnel, and just like, things will arrange themselves. They will leave their spouse. They will leave their long-term relationship and come in with me because they're not happy with them. That's what you're telling yourself. In both cases, I'll talk about the 5D. We got again in the 6 of points. I mean, in the in-between tarots, it's not just 6 of points. There's two energies. There's a 6 of points and the 7 of points again. And we are like in a shift of energy. I gave, they gave, I received, they received. There was a shift and exchange of energy, and now you're waiting for the fruition of this exchange of energy. And you are really set on winning there. And in your near 5D, there's a lot of resistance, and resistance through waiting, and really you're perceiving things to change. I do think there's two scenarios there, though in the 5D it's playing in two ways. For people that are were in the long-term relationship, it's really not the same message. So for people that were in a long-term relationship and don't understand what the hell happened, and just things just happened. Maybe for some of you were just unhappy too with your relationship. I do see that for some of you, why there's this passions in the wheel, that it was a hard decision, but you're happy about it and you know things will get better. You're just here to see what if your decision was right, and I think Spirit is approving that was kind of the right decision somewhat. So I'm seeing a third energy there again, a third scenario. Ugh. Okay, 3 scenarios. The first one that I talked the most about, I see in the 5D, there's a resistance to let go of your person that left suddenly. And you're resisting in this 6 of Wands and 7. You're convinced you're gonna win because time win. And you have invested so much, so it will be rewarded. This person just need to meditate and bring their thoughts around. But in the 5D, I think Spirit is telling you, you should think more rationally. Like, you are resisting, but Spirit is really trying, like, think clearly. Stop thinking like a page. Try at least to think like a knight and have some vision and some goal. Things have ended. And for some of you, and I do think for most of you, we're talking about a long-term relationship that wasn't that happy anyway. Soul Spirit is telling you there's far more better waiting for you. This relationship was done. There's nothing to be left in this relationship. Again, I'm not talking about the third party situation. This is not, I'm saying something else, okay? But I do think for the long term, for even the third party, I mean, for people that know this person that you're inquiring about is not happy in their relationship, well, you are forcing right that this relationship is coming to an end. It's coming to an end, and you were this third sword that just held things to crash in some measure, and you foresaw that, and you are aware, or your higher self is extremely aware of that all you have done created the pressure needed to create this tower moment. And for people that were in a relationship and not necessarily in a third party situation, well, in one case you both resisted hard, like for if you are the person who purposefully left because this relationship was just done, you resisted for a long time, but now you're finally releasing energetically this relationship and this resistance and this trying so hard to win over without much rewards. If you have been left and don't understand, well, Spirit is asking you to take the time to understand and see that maybe this relationship was done as well anyway. You might not understand because you didn't see it coming, but everything was made for things. You weren't that happy. That's what the 5D is trying to tell you. Stop convincing yourself that it was a happy relationship just because it's been years. It wasn't. We see a Queen of Discs in reversed. That's not a happy queen. Maybe you were in a comfort zone, but Spirit is telling you this is a gift in disguise. This is why we got 7 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you don't see it in the 3D, but yes, you did feel that you need to wait for things to come around, but it's not the way you maybe think it should be. If you have left this connection, then Spirit, I know that spiritually you felt that was the right decision, and you feel that this energy is leaving. There's a fire, this energy is bursting, and there's a star in the sky, and you can foresee that there's new hope somewhere. But yes, energetically, like, you do feel like the 4 of coins turning into a 5 of coins, but it's not in a bad way. Like, we are leaving behind something, this comfort zone that was much more restraining, even though we are turning to a lonely place, a more difficult place, because we are leaving something that was comfortable for something that is lonely and much more difficult to gain back some stability. It's still like, because it's a tower, it's burning away, so the foundation are gone. But yes, energetically it's harsh, but I do feel this 5 of coins is strangely not a bad energy in the 5D, as you are leaving another energy that was taking so much of you. For people in a third party situation, you foresaw that, and you were quite more, I do think people that are in a third party, you were quite in touch with your 5D, and you wanted confirmation, and you had confirmation with this Page of Swords, as you could perceive it in the 3D, like your mind, you could, with all your own logic, you could deduce that, and spiritually it was the same thing. It is crashing, or it's gonna crash very soon with the tower. And though for people in the third party, though this person is still clinging and will cling to the debris or to the bricks falling apart of this connection for a while, but it will still lead to a 5 of coins. Oh, I do see another thing though. For some of them, there's a split in this third party. For some of you, yes, they're gonna be split, but I do think for some of you, the thing that you couldn't foreshadow is some of them will still cling to this relationship. When it will crash, when the outburst will happen, yes, they will probably come to you and talk to you about it, but on the background scene, they will try to stick together despite the hard times. I can't foretell it. In the 5D right now, we're just telling that it will take some time before it really burns away. And I will say for some of you that are in a third party, it won't end the way you want it to end, and they will probably cling to this relationship for a lot of you, which is not good news. Energetically, they will cling, even though it's a 5 of coins and it's poor spiritual awareness of what spirits want them to do. You will still be stuck for a while in this third party. Yes. Because the top deck energy was a 7 of Wands. So 7 of Wands to the 8 of Wands. There's a lot of movement in the 5D. For the third party situation, well, they are resisting and they're trying to run away from their problems. So yes, there will be a tower moment, but they will try to avoid it together. And for some of you in the third party, they will just leave the chaos behind and run with you. And for some of you, this 4 of coins transforming to the 5 of coins, you will be the one helping your person pick things up. So I see two things happening for the third parties. Either this person will cling to their partner and try to run away with them and avoid their chaos, and just, despite the tower moment, they will cling to shit. And I do see a better scenario, and for most of you it's the best scenario though, of most, not all though, where you help them pick up their coins and you bring them some stability that will help them, and they will run away with you and they see you as their partner in crimes to help them move forward from this danger. Though I will warn you of one thing. Be aware that if they run away with you and just flee this danger, remember that there's still chaos behind, and it will probably affect you at one point or another, and it might affect both of you negatively, so just keep that in mind. Just some, but yeah. For people that were in a relationship, I do think spiritually you will have to pick up new energies and rebuild on something else. I do think you will be helped by a friend. And for the ones that got left and don't understand the situation, well, you are shown to still resist, but you are still keeping moving forward, so things will change. And if you left this connection on your own turn because you knew it was just going to blow up at some point or another, well, things will move fast, and I do think you will earn or get some news from this person, or you will be warned by spirit of what you just avoided. Not warned, but you will be shown what you just avoided. For some of you, there might be an accident, or your person might do something dangerous. and you will be really glad you left them at this moment, because they will have affected you really negatively if you will be staying with them. It's quite not clear what I'm seeing in this card. I'm just telling that in the 5D you avoided some problems, and you will be guided out of this problem. That's not clear, I know, but I don't think that's a clear energy anyway, because you will be avoiding something, so you won't be that much aware of what you just avoided. But Spirit wants you to tell you that you will avoid a lot of problem by leaving this relationship behind, and new things are waiting for you. Don't see what, because it's a wheel and that's not the purpose of this reading. So if you want to know more about this, I think you just have to go through that for now. Don't think Spirit will give you much more answer, because you need to go through that process. So I'll be picking some advices for you. Yeah, again, this energy coming again of a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. I think for people that left purposefully this connection, your person is mad at you and will come back and be mad, and that's what I'm seeing there. They come back and you really mad that you left them. For people that got left but don't understand, I think there might be an opportunity coming your way. I'm not sure what. I will pick another card before. Yes, that's quite... yes, that's logical. And that this one, I will come back on this one as well. So the advice is there is... well, you're coming to... if you were wondering if there was a breakup happening because you're in the present moment, we're in the Three of Swords energy. Yes, it's the blow up is happening, and in the 5D you are foreshadowing it, you're forcing it, because there's a tower just there, so it's about to blow up. And if you already left the connection right now, well, you will feel the blow up and a lot of consequences on your surrounding, but not necessarily just negative consequences, but it will be pointlessly dramatic. That's what I see. I don't think you will be piled to the one being dramatic about it. I do see, as an energy, most of you are kind of calm. For people in the third party, I do see that you're more adventurous people. But yeah, the fiery climate approaches. I do think, yeah, there's something coming your way, and the advices in this card is to hold your ground. Don't let this energy like perturbate you too much. Your hard work is paying off. You put so much work in that you should be like, you put so much work in this relationship, that whatever is coming your way, you shouldn't just leave everything behind. I know it's being contradictory, but yes, you've done a lot with this connection. But it will pay off anyway, because we still got the Seven of Pentacles, and it won't be for nothing. For some of you, your person is coming back to maybe recognize what they had with you. I don't think there will be a reconciliation, and this fiery climax is, for some of you, it's really the unclear energy I'm seeing, like in this card there. Like there's something coming your way. A tower moment of some kind energetically, but you are strong enough to handle it anyway. For the third party is clearer, and for some of you I do see the third party, actually the wife probably is coming your way and knew about you and will be mad. Really mad. For some of you, it's your person coming at you a bit pissed. I think for some of you, it's the person that will really try to resist the tower moment in their connection. They will be mad. They might blame you, but they are the one to be blamed because they played on two boards at the same time, so they should look at their ass a bit. Sorry, I had to say that. But really, for people that were in a relationship and that ended, I can see what's the fiery climax approaching, but I do think you escaped that energy for most of you, and you will see the blow up of your person. Your person will have a blow up, and then you will realize that being not anymore with this person is a blessing much more than trying to stay in an unhappy connection. Or for some of you will realize that your connection wasn't that nice in the end. And this energy approaching you, or your person coming to you a certain way, will make you realize that and be like, oh, okay, no, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I'm happy this way in the end. So your hard work is paying off. I do think for some of you, the reason why you were in an unhappy relationship was because your person was a very fiery person and considerate in their ways of expressing themselves, and you kept being with them anyway, but you did everything to get out of this, or did everything, and it's still paying off, as either the person will tell you they recognize they weren't a good person, or you will be shown why it was a good thing to leave. You're very close to achieving your goal. So in the end, I do see for a lot of you that you will win out of this. For some of you, you will win the house. For some of you, you will win materially out of this. You will win in this situation by leaving this person. For people in third party situation, it's just an echo again to, well, it's gonna blow up, they're gonna come your way, they're gonna choose you for most of you, or anyway, even if they cling to your situation, you were right to believe that their relationship was coming to an end, and it won't be better afterward, even if they try to resist. So it's just a question of time before everything is burning out, but it might take more time. It won't mean they will come your way afterward, but in the end, I do think the relationship will come to an end in any case. Though I will recommend for people where the scenario will be, they will try to stay with their person and patch the falling tower. Well, they might not go with you or choose you anyway, but you will dodge a bad situation anyway too. You will see, but it's not clear. It's still to be written, so I might be wrong on this one. I don't believe I will be that wrong for most of you, but there are a lot of energies, so it will depend. Anyway, you know it will blow up, so right now we are at time. Take a time to breathe out. Like, your hard work is paying off, to take the time for you, and I do think the general advice is just to take a time to breathe. Take the time to be this page of swords there that just meditate and concentrate, and take the time to gather their thoughts and focus, like, spiritually. Take the time to get out of this energy. Take the time to get back, also to get this fiery energy, but in your favor, in yourself. Let things so, like, disseminating moonlight. Let things just breathe and place themselves, because there's a wheel of fortune there. So there's a lot of events that are planned around that will come your way. And there's a lot I can't read. It's just a big shift coming in the end. And yeah, spiritually you will feel this big bang of tower moment and 5-ish pence of energy coming your way. You will feel the disconnection, but for a lot of you it will be a goddamn relief. In for every situation it will be some relief to feel this tension finally blow out and disappear. Either because they will leave this situation for the third party, or because you are finally disconnecting from an unhappy situation. And we got you and your loved ones are safe. So if you were with someone that was violent, well, you're safe, you're protected. This energy will be cut off. For people that were in an unhappy situation, well, you will find relief in your family members or people you were close to. And for people that are dealing with a third party situation, well, new moon in Cancer, there's new softness coming your way. Like there's something cute and soft happening for you. I do think your friends will care for you, but this person, I do feel a softy there for some a third party situation. This person will leave a really bad situation, very bad situation, and they're a really soft person, and you will get this softness. For other of you, you deserve this softness, because if your person in the third party is clinging to the relationship despite the tower moment, well, you deserve to be, you will have and gain some softness from the world, from the wheel, from events that will take care of you, because you deserve some softness. You deserve to be loved and not be treated like some unnecessary swords, despite this, like the third sword. Like, you deserve better. Anyway, I hope it was kind of clear. Of course, if it didn't resonate, well, it wasn't your pile. The first pile was quite different from this one as well, so you might want to check it if you didn't resonate. There was a lot of situation in this one in the end, so it becomes a mess and hard for me to read. And there's a lot of energy to unpack, so you could seek another reading if you want more precision on your situation, but I just kept reading 4 situations, so yeah. So yeah, that's what I had for you, Pile 2. I hope it resonated. I hope you could find some guidance in that, and maybe see you another time, or I hope I can read your energies another time. So maybe see you around. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Hi there, Pile 3. So this will be a reading. As a reminder of what it is about, it's about the shift in the 3D and the 5D, so what you see and what you don't see, to better get a grasp on your connection. I must say, Pile 3, as I'm doing your reading, I'm quite tired, so I hope I'll be able to do it in one go. If I am to pause, I will tell. I'd rather pause in mid reading than trying to do it while half-assed way. So anyway, you can, oh yes, I forgot to say again, I'm gonna pick your 3D energies with the pile you chose, but I will be picking the 5D energies with this one, which is the in-between tarot. And so yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna pick the energy. And if it doesn't resonate, of course, don't try to make it fit, and either go choose another pile or another reading. You can skip to when I will have got all the cards, because I won't start talking until I've spread them all. Again. forgot to mention. Oh, I'm gonna wait before. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Okay. Okay. Forgot to mention, but the in-between tarot is all upright. There's no reversal in how I'm shuffling. While this one, there are reversal, as you can see. Forgot to mention the cards. So in the 3D, we got 7 of Swords, Page of Pentacles reversed, 6 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Emperor reversed, and the bottom deck was the Sun reversed. Which is quite funny because pile 1 also got the Sun reversed in their bottom deck. So the 5D, we got the Knight of Wands, 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords, 3 of Cups, and Ace of Coins. So, your energy is quite tricky. I do feel the two scenarios I'm seeing is quite strange, to be honest. I think some of you will be pissed about what I'm about to say, but you are trying to ask about a certain person and it's someone else coming in the reading. And I think you should watch if it's someone else hijacking your energy, because spirits have something to tell you. And you could go check another reading or take another pile to check on the person you really want to see. But I think it will be important because I think there is maybe an energy sticking to you, and that's why it's hijacking your reading. So, because I'm really... in the 3D, I'm really seeing that, well, someone is watching you from afar and is quite discreet about it. And it's someone you refuse because you really believe their offer wasn't quite the kind of offer you wanted. I think it might be you just don't desire this person. You didn't desire this person. And they were quite confident, or they still came back confidently, or it wasn't enough to make them stop, or they shown themselves and revealed themselves recently, and you were extremely defensive and really cut things and decided that wasn't the thing you wanted, because this person is not your emperor in your view. They are not the person you feel. You don't feel connected to this person the way they feel about you. I really see you being extremely defensive there about this energy. That's why I'm telling you, for most of you, it's an undesired person coming into your reading. For some of you, you might be just mad about your person because they were sneaky, they took their time, they were not that prepared, come their way, and were prepared to meet you where you were at, and you acknowledge that they aren't ready, and now you're a bit pissed and wondering when things will fucking shift, because your person is not quite ready to be in a relationship. So I got both of those scenarios playing there. It's either someone hijacking your energy and just like taking your energy and you don't want them in your life, or it's your person is not ready and you're annoyed about that because you know it's an emperor, but it still come reverse because they're not ready yet, and you're still defending yourself about their energy because you don't want to accept lesser than an emperor, which is, well, wise of you, to be honest. Pile 3. And so yeah, they come up as a page of coins reversed with really sneaky behavior. I do see this person comes and go and approach you but don't, and you don't really know where to step with this person, and you are advancing confidently in your life, or they come really proudly and act as if nothing really was, or they act like they weren't this much interested in you. I do feel that since they come as a page of coins reversed, they would like to offer you something grounded, but they don't show it. They didn't come to you showing that they wanted more than they come to you as a 6 of Wands. So wanting something like passionate, or some activities, or something really casual in disguise of a page of a coin, and you refuse because you were like, that's not what an emperor will do, so fuck that. And you defended yourself, and it's really in an energetic way, but then in 3D something played out this way and you refused that offer. For some of you, your person is just scared of coming your way because they don't feel prepared. That's other energy I'm reading there. Your person doesn't feel ready and is scared as fuck on how you will react, because they are scared that you will believe that they aren't worth your time, or aren't worth it, that they aren't worthy enough. So they have a lot of strong feelings for you, but there is a clouds on the sun and tainting their positivity around you and the joyfulness they feel around you. They hide what they feel around you. In the end, we got someone that it's not that they're a deceptive person. I think they can be quite straightforward in their approach, but they still hide something despite their appearances. And for people that are dealing with an energy they didn't want to hear about, well, this person is hiding much more. I think you might not be sure, but you are wary of this person because you are aware that they might have or might want to offer more than they let on, but you have someone else in mind that you were trying to inquire about, but the Emperor came reversed because it's not about this person, and you are defending yourself because that's not the energy you wanted to summon, as I said before. But yeah, that's the kind of scenarios I'm seeing there, of either someone that is not ready and scared as fuck to come to you, because you do have this energy of Queen of Swords. You see through shit really easily. A 7 of Swords doesn't impress you because you see, as you can see, through that. Camera doesn't want to focus, but you can still see the eyes there. You see them. You're very wise. You're not being deceived. People cannot deceive you that easily with just some 6 of Swords attitude. Like, come on, dude. I'm a Queen of Swords. Do better to manage to illusion me or delusion me. I see clearer than that. Sorry, I'm digesting anyway. And the 5D, what's the energies, which are quite interesting. There have been some movement. We got the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands there, and in the in-between tarot, it's the energies are in between those cards. So this Knight of Wands is actually the Knight of Wands turning to the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is the Queen turning to the King of Wands. So we got a lot of mixed-up energy, and in between we got the Four of Swords turning to the Five of Swords, which tells me that there were quite some obstacles, or there's still some energetically there was something messing up with this connection. And well, for the first scenario I mentioned, well, it's quite obvious this person is messing up with the connection you wanted to inquire about, but it still seems to come in the 5D. That the person you want to know about, well, it's still in the 5D energies. Like we see that it's connected in there. The message is there. For others of you that are dealing with someone that doesn't feel worth your time, that feel it is deceptive and coming stronger than they really feel inside, feeling that they're just an emperor reversed, well, there was a movement in the 5D between you and them, and you felt them. In the Knight of Wands, like a sudden burst of energy connecting to you, and but there was and still an obstacle, like this energy is unstable because there's a Four of Swords / Five of Swords energy, because there's still some wounds, and I do think it's self-sabotage, like coming in the way energetically as well. In the 5Ds there's an energy that is sabotaging this energy, that is interfering with the energy of this connection, and this person energy that is interfering, as we can see with this feeling of worthlessness. It's greatly interfering, and this is why the 5D is putting a pause or filtering this energy. I do think Spirit is trying to shield you from that energy, because in the 5D I do feel that we got the Queen of Wands, someone who is really, even the 5D is building something up, like you are becoming someone of importance. Pile 3, or you're studying or working for something that is extremely important for you, that is in your life path and that you are passionate about, and you're still really connected to this person, because this Queen of Wands is also connecting to a King of Wands. Even though if this king doesn't appear, we can still sense this energy, and you know that by connecting with your passion, you're also connecting this energy, and it's helping connect those two together despite this obstacle. Of course, if we're talking about someone that you didn't want to hear about, or someone that you knew was interfering, or you had doubts that was interfering in some way with your energy, well, you're still protected. That's what Spirit is saying, and you're still connected with your person. And yes, it's interfering right now with your connection with your person, but won't be for too long, because truth's gonna be revealed, because we got the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. It's still hanging there, and Spirit is telling you you will gain clarity onto this. And I do feel, yeah, there is some form of 5D communication. You will receive a message either through the 5D from your person, even if you're in the scenario of someone you didn't want to hear about. Well, your person, the one you wanted to know about, is communicating with you in the 5D anyway, so there might be telepathic communication. And I do see a clear message there, as in, right now, the connection is on pause. Not as in, it's on pause because there's some healing to do, or there's something to be filtered there. If it's another person interfering, it needs to be filtered and before. And your person is just communicating to you that everything is fine. You shouldn't be too much worried about that. if it's about another person that is hijacking the reading right now and come to you or just came to you recently and you're just like, ugh, if you come I will just cut your throat, to be honest, because it's not you I want to hear about. Well, you will have a communication that, don't worry too much about that. It won't affect like the connection in the 5D. It will stay really stable. Spirit and your higher selves are doing so that no energy is breaking the connection or interfering with you. For the second scenario where your person feels like they're an emperor in reversed, well, I do think they're communicating that they know they aren't ready yet, and this is why there's a pause in the energy, and you might feel this sudden burst, suddenly turning into a very passive energy in the 5D, because they are still healing, or their ego is still interfering. Like their ego in the 3D is interfering with the 5D and what the 5D can do. And it's quite hard. And this is why in the 5D you do feel like you are forced with this path, like, and there's an interference there. You're forced to go your own way for now, because anyway it's important that you chose this way, because you still need to become this Queen of Wands, even though your King of Wands is being slow as fuck. Or might or might not succeed, it's not clear yet, but with this message of Spirit or their higher self telling to, I do feel like you shouldn't be worried, but there's still a crossroad that is attained there. And then we get to the 3 of Cups, 3/4 of Cups, but it's a 4 of Cups like peacefulness. Don't worry, we're still connected in the 5D. Like, you're still very much in union in the 5D if you were worrying about this. Despite another person showing in your life, you shouldn't worry on how it is impacting your connection, because it's just a question of time with this Ace of Coins that is also 2 of Coins before things move forward. It's just a question of time before things balance themselves out. But there's still some other things in the 3D. There's interferences in the 3D that affect the 5D, because there's still a lot going on in the 5D. And I really like this 3 of Cups as an energy. Like, you will feel some peacefulness, you will feel the connection and the emotion. Really, you will feel some ease and peace. It's really beautiful. I really love this card. I'm gonna just show you, because got a man and a woman just sleeping together underneath a tree, while the child is picking up some water. So it feels like the process is happening from behind, like Spirit is taking care as a child. So maybe a child that you do have together, or your unborn child, or a guide or an energy is just, you don't have to do anything, as in the 4 of Cups. You don't have to try to fill up that cup yourself. It will be offered in due time, as the Ace of Coins tell. So what is shifting right now is just more that things, you're protected. That's really the main message I'm seeing. You're protected. Despite this person coming your way, annoying you, it's not interfering with the Emperor. You're right, it's not your Emperor. And you shouldn't be worried on how it will interfere on your process. Or you might be scared because this person might be the reason why your Emperor is not in a good state. But they're being protected, and you need to let them in the 5D heal themselves and protect their own energy. You cannot do that for them. They will have to learn to protect themselves from this kind of energy. And for some of you, this energy that is affecting your Emperor might not be like another woman or another man trying to seduce them. It might be work doing something to them that perturbate their energy in the 5D as well. And that's why you're so defensive and pissed about this. But your person needs to deal with it and in the 4D. But yeah, I'm also saying that they might be... It's like in... Their 5D seems to be battling. I don't know how to say that, but they seem to be disconnected. Their 3D feels disconnected from the 5D, but the 5D is trying to reconnect both ends. That's how it feels, and this is why there's so much energy hijacked there, because they're so not well connected to their 5D, maybe because they're not that much spiritual, or if they are, well, recently they weren't as much into their own practice, so they feel disconnected. So it's hard for them to aliment your connection when they're dealing with so much stuff in the 3D that it is affecting the 5D, and their higher self is struggling to wake up the 3D. That's... Or I do think maybe their 5D is planning to assault the 3D self and say, if you don't wake the fuck up, I'm gonna throw you something, so you will. But in the end, you don't seem that much affected, because their 5D is really trying to protect you from every bad energy your person is going through right now. Or your person is protecting you from bad energies, in any case. Even though you're not in union, doesn't matter in the 3D, because in the 5D you're very much connected, and they're really standing their ground. With these two of swords, they're really stubborn in standing their ground. They got the truth, they're gonna stand on that truth. And find this ease and peace, and find this little heaven of pleasure. Like, their 5D seems very connected to yours and very loyal to your energy, even though in the 3D doesn't seem like that. In the 5D it's a whole other story. Really whole other story. That's why it's nice to do a reading like that and see how it's quite different how they show in the 3D versus the 5D. The worst about that is I could see my own personal situation in this, and that's weird. But I do see, like I said, another situation, interferences. It's really talking about interferences, but in the 5D you're being protected and things are just moving really smoothly, and the sun will just reappear in due time. Like, really, it's just a question of divine timing in there. Things are shifting. You felt that movement, and now they're protecting you because it's an unstable movement and they don't want you to affect your Queen of Wands energy. This Knight of Wands shouldn't be affecting your Queen of Wands. They're still in the process. Your person is a process, but in this time you have something to accomplish. You have purpose there, the 5D, to do while they are doing their stuff and dealing with their shit. And being an emperor in reverse. And their 5D is just telling you, I'm on that, I'm on it, and you're right, stand yourself, be grounded, put boundaries, be firm, don't let me come this way. That's also a message saying, don't let me come this way unprepared, like, stand your ground. And for, like, this energy, the why they don't come because they're scared of this Queen of Swords attitude, but this Queen of Swords attitude, this idea of you being a Queen of Swords is important to adopt. Because they need to level up, they need to show more than a 6 of Wands and a Page of Coins energy. You're Queen. You're a Queen of Wands and a Queen of Swords. They better come more prepared than that, even if you care about them. It's not a question of being unworthy, but they have to do some shit. And with this 6 of Wands as well, I do see that they are still coming forward and still being victorious in their own fashion, and the fact that you are victorious in your own avenue helps them strangely in the 3D. That's a weird connection there, but it's still related. Anyway, gonna pull some cards as advices because that's really what I'm seeing. The big message is you're protected, don't worry. Do your shit. Do your thing, Spire 3. Do your thing. You're really much protected, and the energy you're worrying about, you shouldn't be, because you are very well equipped to back it off, and you're very well equipped to repulse that energy. It's a question of time before this Ace of Coins turns into more. Things are being grounded, but the 5D needs to stabilize, and that goes with the 3D. It's like if the shift is the 5D is connecting with the 3D, but there's still like issues. Anyway, it's still the sun in reverse. It's still the sun. Like, don't worry. So advices for you, pile 3. As I said, adjustments are required. Yes, your person needs to adjust themselves, or there are adjustments required for the interference to stop occurring. Your hard work is paying off. You being resistant and your person trying their best, it's important to give your all and do your best. Personal issues, got that in the pile 1 as well. Time for healing, yeah, and balance spirituality and practicality, yes. So what I'm seeing there's a shift that needs, like a time for healing, adjustment are required, like your person is not ready yet. And the person hijacking your connection is, how to say that, you shouldn't be worried about this person, but your person is anyway not in a good state of mind, and this interference, or the person watching you right now, but well, you need to approaching this differently anyway, because if someone like this is coming your way and you're like, you're not my emperor, what the hell are you doing, why am I attracting that kind of person, well, you need to change your mindset and be more firm in your approach, because yes, you attract that kind of person and people, but you shouldn't be worried. Anyway, your person, the one you really want to inquire about, it needs some adjustments. This is why it's something else happening for now, because it's, I mean, even if it's not the person you want that is coming your way right now, or that is in your life right now, or is bothering you right now, it's forcing you to adjust your energy, and your energy being in a Queen of Swords actually help your person for some reason, as in it reaffirms your commitment or spiritual commitment to them. So it's, yeah, your hard work is so paying off, so whatever you are still doing, continue doing that, because that's helping you and like create even more of this radiating energy, and you becoming a Queen of Wands helped your person becoming a King of Wands as well, so it's really important you embody that energy. A personal issue reaches a resolution with full moon Cancer, just coming to an end really soon with this 3 of Cups / 4 of Cups energy that I've been showing earlier. It will reach an end soon enough. For now, it's a time for healing, as the balsamic moon shows, and the balance spirituality and practicality there is like, oh, believe in the impossible, even though it seems like in the 3D nothing is happening, or your person is so much on the right level, how it is possible. The 5D is just saying, believe. you're right to be skeptical. Be as skeptical as you want, but things are shifting in such a way that you won't believe it when it will happen anyway. This is why there's, and what I was saying is balance spirituality and practicality. Like there's a balance that need to be made with the 5D and the 3D because it's extremely different. But there's a resistance because your person is disconnected with their 5D, and their 5D is really trying hard to reconnect with their 3D, but they don't make it easy. Really not, as I'm saying. And the other person is really hijacking their energy or interfering with your energy in a way that affect your person in their connection with their own higher self. For some of you, I guess your person is jealous because you've been approached even though you purposefully showed this other person you weren't interested. Still, Spirit is just telling that the truth is the truth, and your person will be able to see through that and understand that you don't want that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's really a big need of balance between two, and as I'm doing the reading now, we're still in Pisces season, so I guess if you look at this in a Pisces season, I guess this is the right season where things are coming together and both are finally merging together. So just a question of time, as I said before, something evolve there. In the 3D, the cloud in the sky will probably be uplifted at some point. But right now your person will finally come to a Page of Coins energy, to Emperor energy, even the way they will still be reversed. It's still progress. We're still coming from Page to an Emperor, so let them grow, but it just means that they will grow into an Emperor, but they won't be stable yet. They will just finally embody more interesting quality, but they still have some progress to do. Believe in the impossible by 3. It's not as desperate as you think it is. It's really, Spirit is just telling you it's just a question of some more adjustment, and when they will be done, things will be in a much clearer and peaceful space. You will gain clarity in due time. The person in the 5D will make this clarity, and you will get it in the 3D, so you continue being firm and not wanting less than you deserve. Yeah, that's it. I think pile 3, and like I said, I do resonate with my own reading. That's weird. Spirit, did you really need this? I really feel my reading was hijacked by my own energy as well. That's quite a funny reading. You're coming. Oh, your commitment is being tested. Ha ha ha. You're really funny, Spirit. Your commitment is being tested too, pile 3, as and I think we're being tested. And oh yeah, you really want this? We will see if you're ready to go through that in the 3D, and are you really ready for this 5D energy to become in your 3D world, because it will rock your world. That's the energy I'm feeling out there. I didn't pull that much card for others, but I had to. So yeah, that was your reading, pile 3. If it didn't resonate, the 2 other piles were quite different from this one, so you might find your situation in the others. Or you can choose another reading if you want other kind of clarification that this reading didn't bring you. So I hope you have a nice day, and pleasure to read your energies again. So bye bye, have a nice day. Oh, it's doing that again. Mm-hmm.